death itself shall pour forth, obscuring the stars in a veil of darkness. Theirs is the claw that tears flesh from bone. Theirs is the poisoned fang. Their number shall rend the universe barren and crush the breath from our clans. We shall be bathed in our own blood, and rotted flesh shall be our fare. With a deafening thunder shall the dark age begin. Kilrathi Prophetess Kitlan from the Tome of Siva. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward. These were the mighty men who were of old, the men of renown. The Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every intention of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. From the Book of Genesis.
Wing Commander, Defiant Huw. Episode 1, The Dam Breaks, Part 1. Command Center, Perry Naval Base, Perry System, Gemini Sector. March 17th, 2683, 8:30 a.m.
This is Perry Naval Base to all vessels in the system. A Nephilim force of indeterminate size has attacked the adjacent Ragnarok system and is believed to be on its way here. Civilian ships are instructed to make best possible speed to the Rykel, Newcastle, or New Detroit systems. If you are in a position to safely evacuate any citizens, then we ask you to do so. Under no circumstances are you to approach the Ragnarok jump point. A 20,000-kilometer no-fly zone is currently in effect around it.
Message sent and set to repeat every 10 minutes, ma'am.
Thank you. Captain, have any more ships made it from Ragnarok?
The TCS Renchild is still the only ship to make it through, Admiral. So far, at least.
Do you think any more are coming?
I don't know. No, Admiral Goodin, no more. According to the logbook the rescue team found, the Renchild was part of a 10-strong convoy. The Nephilim must have chased them all the way to the jump point and destroyed the other 9. The Renchild herself has been smashed to pieces. If I had to guess...
They've blockaded the jump point.
Then I'd say they've blockaded the jump point, Admiral, yes.
Did they have any idea of enemy ship numbers?
Quote, massive goddamn swarm of insects, unquote. The captain apparently just keeps saying it over and over again.
Obviously he's in shock. Has anyone thought to ask any of the other crew members?
He was the only survivor, ma'am.
I see.
Admiral, TCS Gallant reports that it has cleared the hangar.
Did they get their phase shielding back online?
They're reporting them up to 70% efficiency, ma'am.
Fine. Inform the Felshian, the Nyx, and the Owain Glendower that they are now the Galleon's escorts.
Yes, ma'am.
Captain Wilkinson, what forces do we have in the vicinity of the jump point?
The destroyer Boston is en route to put the Renchild under tow. ETA is 30 minutes. Aside from that, we can have 2 Tallahassee cruises there in approximately 2 hours.
That's it?
Oh, the next closest ship is the destroyer Montgomery, 5 hours away at maximum velocity, ma'am.
So, there's no chance of laying a minefield around the jump point, or having ships on station to attack as the enemy come through.
Not unless the aliens hold back from moving on Perry for some reason. Which might actually happen. I hate to say it, but there are plenty of systems accessible from Ragnarok that would make easy pickings for a sizable force. We know that they've made a point of harvesting people in the past.
No. The longer they wait, the more chance we have to get reinforcements. If they take Perry, though...
Coordinated resistance throughout the sector falls apart.
coordinated resistance becomes more difficult, Captain. I have no intention of letting anything fall apart.
Apologies, Admiral. That's what I meant.
Of course.
Admiral Goodin, I'm detecting a ship coming through the Tinderhoff jump point. A big one.
Clarify, Ensign. Friend or foe?
Can't tell yet, ma'am.
There's no jump point connecting Ragnarok to Tinderhoff. If that's Nephilim, they've also emerged in other systems. They could be striking throughout the entire sector for all we know.
Admiral, we're receiving a transmission from the direction of the Tinderhoff jump point. It's an IFF transponder signal. Ha! It's the TCS Mount Tokachi, Admiral!
Or maybe not. This is good news, but what the hell is the Tokachi doing here?
If there was a Vesuvius-class carrier in Gemini, I should have heard about it. I haven't.
Could it be on assignment for Spec Ops? Something you're not even cleared to know about?
Hard to imagine what there could be in Gemini to warrant Special Ops attention.
Maybe they know something about this new Nephilim buildup that we don't.
I'm going to have words with Command about this. But in the meantime, I'm not going to complain that a friendly heavy carrier has come to help.
No, ma'am.
Though this is strange.
Yes, ma'am. It is strange.
Comm, hail the Mount Tokachi.
Aye, aye, Admiral. TCS Mount Tokachi, this is Perry Naval Base. Please respond. TCS Mount Tokachi, this is Perry Naval Base. Please respond.
Perry, this is the Mount Tokachi. We are preparing our fighters for a Magnum launch and heading for position between the base and the Ragnarok jump point.
How do they know what's going on? We only just found out.
And we only just sent the warning out to the system. Tokachi, this is Admiral Goodin, commander of all Confed naval forces inside Gemini sector. It's good to see you considering the circumstances. But, I must admit, this is also surprising. What's a ship like yours doing all the way out here?
Admiral, this is Commodore Pryce, commanding officer. I'm glad to see that we're in a position to offer assistance. However, I must inform you that our current assignment is classified. If you wish, and as circumstances permit, then I can come over to your station to inform you of its details in person. However, I am not at liberty to explain anything over the comm, save of course that we are here to assist in the defense of this system.
I understand, Commodore. An explanation won't be necessary. I'll be sending revised coordinates for you momentarily. I want your carrier to serve as flagship for the fleet we're assembling. Be advised that we believe Nephilim forces could arrive at any moment.
Acknowledged. Do we know the size of their force?
Nothing conclusive as yet.
Very well. Mount Tokachi out.
I wonder if the Midway's on some kind of secret assignment in Gemini as well.
If only.
Admiral, the Ragnarok jump point is opening!
Red alert!
30 Manta fighters, 10 bomber class, 20 fighter class.
Order the Boston to reverse course and join the fleet. Same for the 2 Tallahassee cruisers. What's the status of the rescue shuttle?
It's making best speed towards us, Admiral. It's currently 500 kilometers from the jump point.
Status of base defenses.
Shields are up and at full strength, Admiral. All lasers and tachyon turrets are online.
Torpedo rooms, Alpha, Beta, and Gamma report torpedoes and skipper missiles are ready to launch on your order, ma'am. Anti-fighter missile turrets are online, and our fighter squadrons are good to launch. We're as ready to fight as we can be.
Very good. Have the fleet hold here. The Nephilim can come to us.
Enemy fighters are holding position near the jump point, Admiral.
Waiting for their friends.
Which gives us time to await further reinforcements.
Yes, ma'am.
Looks like we get to play the waiting game, people.
New Detroit Colony, New Detroit System, Gemini Sector, 9:45 a.m.
An update on the situation unfolding in Perry. The latest count from our reporter in the system puts their numbers at 7 capital ships, including 2 Leviathan-class carriers and close to 100 fighters, with reinforcements continuing to pour in from the Ragnarok jump point. As yet, the number of Confederation warships in the system remains unchanged at 3 carriers plus 15 escort vessels, giving Confed the numerical advantage for the moment. However, if the aliens continue reinforcing their position, that advantage could sadly be negated at any time. By order of Admiral Sandra Goodin on Perry Naval Station under Emergency Decree 394, any pilots with combat-capable ships in the Gemini sector are instructed to make best possible speed for the Perry system. If you have no personal combat experience, the option exists to turn your fighter over to base personnel and take refuge in the base's emergency shelters until the situation is resolved. An offer of full pardon is also extended to any pirate or retro vessels willing to assist in the defense.
Done.
Amanda, you're awake?
Yeah. So by law you have to take the arrow and go.
Do I? We're selling that thing, remember? I'm not a privateer anymore.
Do you really think the buyer from Black Gold Security is still going to want it now?
I might be able to persuade them.
To buy an outdated ship they'd have to hand over to Confed anyway?
Well, it doesn't matter. I can't leave you. Not now.
I'm pregnant, Brian. I'm not an invalid.
You're 9 months pregnant.
Dr. Kyle said I have 2 weeks left.
I could be gone for months for all I know.
So I'll make do. And me and the baby will be here when you get back.
If I get back. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
I'm a pilot too, Brian. Remember? I know what can happen out there.
I know.
And you also know I've been through this before. At the Battle of Earth, I was 9 years old and staying with my grandmother whilst my parents were on the Concordia. I waved goodbye to them at the shuttleport, thinking I'd never see them again.
And they both came home.
Yes, and so would you.
This isn't right.
We're at war. Nothing is right.
They're coming here, aren't they? They want New Constantinople and New Detroit.
You know, that might be true, but you really shouldn't say it.
You need to get out of the system. Take the first transport you can find that's heading for Earth and stay with your mother until Gemini's bug-free.
No.
Don't argue with me, Amanda. If they break through Perry, they'll be 1 jump away from New Detroit. You'll be helpless here.
Calm down and think, Brian. Right now, Confed, the militia, mercenaries, and armed merchants, everyone is sending everything they can to Perry. What do you suppose that leaves to guard any transports heading out of the sector? They'll be sitting ducks for pirates and Kilrathi terrorists. It'd be more dangerous trying to get out of Gemini than it would staying here. Besides, it's a month trip to Earth. I can't give birth in an evacuation transport.
There has to be something we can do. It's not safe here.
It's not safe anywhere. Not with the Nephilim and their damned wormholes. All we can do is fight them away.
You're right.
You go. Keep our home safe. I'll stay here and keep our family safe.
I love you.
I love you too. You know, rightfully, it should be me going. I am the better pilot.
Right. You tell yourself whatever you have to, love.
Be careful. Brian.
You too. I'll be back before you know it.
Briefing room. TCS Charlemagne. Concordia-class fleet carrier, en route to Perry Naval Base, 10:30 a.m.
Quiet down, people. We have a lot of work to do and almost no time to do it. The Charlemagne just jumped into Perry. As you've no doubt heard, there is a massive buildup of alien ships at the Ragnarok jump point. At present, that force consists of 4 carriers, 12 cruisers, 18 destroyers, and hundreds of fighters. As it stands, they're more than a match for the con-fed forces in the system. But they're still sitting by the jump point, which almost certainly means they're still expecting reinforcements. Admiral Goodin has ordered several ships in her makeshift fleet to launch fighters and carry out a spoiling action against the enemy, which is itself a cover for a flight of cloaked missiles already on its way toward the enemy vessels.
Sir, we know the Nephilim can see through cloaking devices.
Yes, we know. They're gonna try their luck anyway. There isn't time for interruptions, people. Captain Forrester has authorized us to send our own fighters to help. The fleet's attack is largely focused here, diverting the attention of the escort ships on the right flank to the center. Due to where the fleets are arranged and the limited number of fighters available, the left flank is being left virtually untouched. That's where we come in. A flight of 12 ships, 8 Excaliburs and 4 Shrike bombers will engage this cruiser here on the far left. Any fighters we can divert to defend it gives the other larger strikes a better chance of success, and might just mean smoother sailing for the CAPT ship missiles. The Charlemagne itself will be moving to engage these 3 destroyers here with their own CAPT ship missiles. Needless to say, we'll have a significant number of enemy fighters converging on our carrier, so all fighters not assigned to the strike will fly CAP. Requiem, Spear, Cactus, and Pencil, you'll be Alpha Wing in the Shrikes. Spear gets the lead. Sundew, Goblet, Block, Beastie, Leech, Wizard, and Bard are Beta Wing in the Excaliburs, with me as your wing leader. I won't lie, this isn't going to be easy, and we won't come out of it unscathed, but it's no exaggeration to say that the lives of everyone in Gemini depend on the Nephilim fleet being stopped here. There aren't enough ships in this entire sector to defeat the Nephilim forces in this system alone in a conventional engagement, and there's no telling what they still have in Ragnarok. We need to stop them at Perry, and contain anything that's left of them in the Clark Quadrant until we can drive them out for good. Millions of lives depend on us, people. We are not gonna let them down. We launch in 10 minutes. Squadron dismissed.
Alpha and Beta Wings, you are cleared to launch.
Command Center, Perry Naval Base, 11:45 a.m.
9 minutes until our fighters are in range, Admiral.
Status of the enemy fleet.
They're still not moving. Enemy fighters are holding close to their capital ships.
Interesting choice. With so many ships in the air, the flak fire is sure to take out some of their fighters.
Maybe they don't care.
Maybe.
I envy those pilots. Fighting back directly against an alien menace is a good deal easier than standing here waiting whilst other people are fighting for you. If I had both my arms, I'd be out there now.
TCS Mount Tokachi is now in position, Admiral.
Good. Thank you, Ensign. Back when I was doing your job, I spent my days handing out assignments to others or doling out contracts to privateers. Back then, I thought my talents were being wasted, and I could do a lot more to help drive the Kilrathi out of Gemini if I was given command of a ship or a task force. Then Admiral Terrell retired. HQ gave me his job, and now I find myself missing the simple old days.
The grass is always greener, everywhere except where you happen to be standing.
Sounds about right.
Admiral, I'm reading multiple CAPT ship missile launches from the Tokachi.
What?
It's too soon. We need all our ships to fire together. Hail the...
They are hailing us, Admiral.
On screen.
Foolish trusting meat creatures! Death has come for you!
Was that from the Tokachi?
It was, Captain.
Oh my god, Admiral. The missiles are reversing course. They're firing at us.
They're... what?
8 missiles in total. Correction, 12. Correction, 18. Heading for us and the carriers Gallant and Trafalgar.
Captain, instruct our turret gunners to shoot down those missiles.
Yes, ma'am.
Put me through to our fleet.
Aye, ma'am. You are on.
Attention, all ships. The TCS Mount Tokachi has been captured by Nephilim forces and has fired on the base and the fleet. All ships in range are cleared to engage it. All fighters, be aware, the fighter complement from the Tokachi is to be considered hostile and fired upon.
All but 2 of the missiles have been taken out, Admiral. The last 2 are 10 kilometers away and closing. Shit, both missiles have cloaked.
This is not good.
Divert emergency power to the shields at the estimated points of impact.
Yes, Admiral. Done.
Missiles to cloaking, distance...
Hull breach detected on main bridge. Evacuate immediately. Emergency containment field fluctuating.
No.
Emergency power transfer successful. Containment field stabilized.
Wing Commander Defiant View was a non-profit fan-made audio production based off of Chris Roberts' Wing Commander franchise, starring Shannon Miller as Admiral Sandra Goodin, Huw Carr as Captain David Wilkinson and the narrator, Stephen Carr as Brian Gainson, Sasura as Amanda Gainson, Paul Karle as Colonel Patrick Webber and Commodore Pryce, Michael Pope as PNB Officer 1, Patrik Nordsiek as PNB Officer 2, Michael Ciaravella as PNB Officer 3, Vernon Vincent as the Newscaster, Edie Benedict as the Charlemagne pilot, and Adam Butler as the Mount Tokachi's comm officer. Additional voices provided by Huw Carr and Richard Paul. This episode was written, directed, and edited by Richard Paul. Music and sound effects are from Wing Commanders 1, 3, 4, and 5, as well as Wing Commander Privateer. Additional sound effects are from soundbible.com and the BBC Sound Effects Library. Wing Commander is a registered trademark of Origin Systems. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for listening.